Welcome to my channel Valuable Coins, All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. Today's we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and elusive pieces of American currency, the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny. But don't be fooled by its humble appearance. This little coin has a rich history, a captivating design, and a surprising value that will leave you amazed. Now, before you dismiss this penny as just another ordinary cent, think again. This coin has an incredible backstory that ties into the very fabric of America's history. So sit tight, and let's take a journey back in time to understand how this coin became more than just pocket change. Scene transitions to black and white historical footage of Abraham Lincoln. Our story starts long before 1978. In fact, it all begins in the 19th century, in 1909, when the first ever Lincoln penny was introduced to the world. The coin was created to honor the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, and it forever changed the way Americans viewed pennies. Lincoln's likeness was the first of its kind on U.S. currency, and its introduction marked a pivotal moment in American coinage history. But why Lincoln? Abraham Lincoln, the man who preserved the Union during the Civil War, was a symbol of liberty and unity. It was only fitting that such a pivotal figure would be immortalized on America's smallest coin. The 1909 penny design, which featured a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, was created by Victor David Brenner, a well-known artist at the time. The reverse of the coin, showing 2 ears of wheat, was a nod to Lincoln's roots in the agrarian Midwest. Fast forward to 1978, and the Lincoln penny had undergone several changes in its design. But the 1978 penny is noteworthy for both its connection to the past and its subtle design shift. Let's take a closer look. Camera zooms in on the penny, showing close-up details of the coin's features. On the front of the 1978 penny, we see Abraham Lincoln's portrait, as always. The familiar "In God We Trust" inscription is there, as is the Liberty text and the date, 1978, marking the coin's minting year. There's something about this design that has endured over decades, and that's because it has stayed relatively unchanged for so long. The simplicity of the portrait combined with the timelessness of Lincoln's image has made the Lincoln penny one of the most recognizable coins in the world. The reverse of the 1978 penny, however, had undergone a notable change in 1959. This was when the original wheat design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial. This shift was a tribute to the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and aimed to further immortalize the great president. The Lincoln Memorial was designed by Frank Gasparo, and it beautifully represents the seat of American democracy, where decisions that shaped the nation were made. Now, let's dive into how this 1978 penny came to be minted and what makes it stand out to collectors. Cut to images of a minting press at the U.S. Mint and workers assembling coins. In 1978, the U.S. Mint, the institution responsible for producing all American coinage, was still working on producing coins at full capacity. By the time the 1978 penny was minted, coin production had already become an extremely refined and efficient process. The coin was struck in copper-plated zinc, which was the standard metal composition for the penny at that time. The design was crisp, the finish gleaming, and the details sharp, making these pennies both visually stunning and a worthy addition to anyone's collection. However, not all 1978 pennies are created equal. Just like any other coin, the 1978 Lincoln penny can vary in condition and rarity, which dramatically affects its value in the market. While many 1978 pennies are still in circulation today, some have become valuable due to their unique characteristics, which we'll explore in detail. Scene transitions to a display of pennies in various conditions: heavily worn, well-preserved, and mint state. So, what makes a 1978 penny worth more than just 1 cent? The answer lies in its condition, rarity, and special characteristics. Most pennies minted in 1978 are still in circulation, but there are certain variants that have become highly coveted among collectors. First, let's talk about the general circulation coins. These are the pennies you'll find in your pocket or at the bottom of your purse. They're not particularly rare. and unless they have some exceptional feature or are in uncirculated condition, they won't fetch much more than their face value. But here's where things get interesting. Coins that are in mint condition, specifically those that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated state, are the ones that attract serious collectors. The condition of the coin is crucial to its value. Coins with sharp, clean details and know where from use are the ones that can be sold at a premium. In fact, there's a certain level of perfection required for a 1978 penny to fetch more than just its 1 cent price tag. Scene shifts to a professional coin grading company and an expert carefully inspecting a coin. When it comes to grading a coin, there's a well-known system called the Sheldon scale. This scale ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. A 1978 penny in mint condition may be graded anywhere from MS60, mint state, to MS70, perfectly flawless. If your penny scores higher on the Sheldon scale, you're in for a treat. The better the grade, the higher the potential value. But the real gold mine for some collectors comes when they find an error coin. Error coins are among the most exciting and valuable types of collectibles, and the 1978 penny has some rare ones that have caught the attention of the coin collecting community. Cut to a close-up of an error coin, a 1978 penny with a misaligned die. Error coins are produced when something goes wrong during the minting process. In the case of the 1978 Lincoln penny, one of the most sought-after error types is the double die variety. Double dies occur when the coin's design is struck more than once, resulting in a blurry, double image. If you happen to come across a 1978 penny with this error, you may have a rare and valuable piece on your hands. The best part? These error coins can fetch anywhere from a few $100s to thousands, depending on the severity of the error. Scene shifts to the host sitting at a desk, holding a penny and looking at the camera. So, you might be wondering, how much is this 1978 Lincoln penny worth? The answer depends on the coin's condition and whether it has any special features like a minting error. Most 1978 pennies in average condition are still worth just 1 cent. But in the right condition, with rare characteristics, some of these coins have been known to fetch a stunning price. A pristine, uncirculated 1978 penny could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50. And that's already impressive for a penny, right? But here's the real jaw-dropper. The 1978 Lincoln penny, in perfect condition and with a rare error, has been known to sell for up to $89,700. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $90,000 for a penny that was minted nearly 50 years ago. This shows just how much value can be hidden in the smallest of coins, as long as you know what to look for. The host looks excited. So, how do you find one of these rare and valuable 1978 pennies? It's all about inspecting every penny you come across. Check for any signs of wear, error markings, or special features that could make it stand out. And don't forget to get it graded by a professional if you think you've found something extraordinary. Closing scene. The host holds up the 1978 penny and smiles at the camera. Now you know the story behind the 1978 Lincoln penny. From its rich history and design to its rare and valuable variants, this penny is a must-have for any serious collector. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your fellow coin lovers, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about the coins that shape our world. Top 2. We're going to explore one of the most iconic coins in American history, the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny, specifically the one minted in 1985. But don't let its small size fool you. This humble penny has an incredible story that stretches from its creation, through its significance in American culture, all the way to a surprising twist that elevates its value far beyond what most people would expect. Let's begin at the start. The Lincoln cent, or penny, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design, crafted by sculptor Victor David Brenner, featured a portrait of the 16th president on the obverse, and the reverse showcased 2 wheat stalks, symbolizing the nation's agricultural roots. This design became known as the wheat penny, and it was used until 1958. However, in 1959, to honor Lincoln's 150th birthday, the reverse design was changed to what we know today as the Lincoln Memorial, an image that would dominate the reverse side of the penny for decades. Now, fast forward to 1985. The penny had already undergone a significant transformation since its initial creation. By 1985, the design had been consistent for decades, but the world around it had changed significantly. The United States was experiencing the effects of a strong economy, although inflation was a concern, and the value of the penny had continued to diminish over time. It was around this time that people started to question whether the penny was even worth keeping in circulation at all. Still, the coin remained an important part of American culture and daily life. In 1985, the penny had a few notable features that make it especially interesting to coin collectors today. The obverse continued to feature the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. But if you take a closer look at the fine details, you'll notice that the engravings were sharper, more refined, and in some ways, more detailed than ever before. The Lincoln Memorial still graced the reverse side of the penny, offering a sense of continuity for American citizens who'd grown accustomed to its design. While the penny's design remained constant, the minting process in 1985 represented a point of transition for the United States Mint. During the early years of the 1980s, the Mint was grappling with rising production costs, which led to a shift in the materials used to produce coins. The 1985 penny was made primarily of copper-plated zinc, a composition that had become standard by the 1980s. This change was significant, as it made the penny less expensive to produce. However, the shift also made the penny less valuable in terms of the materials it contained. Copper prices were rising, and while zinc was cheaper, the cost to make each penny was still a topic of debate. Despite its relatively low intrinsic value, the 1985 penny holds special significance for collectors and numismatists. One reason for this is that, in any given year, a small percentage of coins are produced with slight variations or errors. Sometimes these errors are noticeable, sometimes they aren't. And it's these variations that have become a goldmine for collectors looking for rare finds that can fetch surprising amounts of money. The 1985 penny is no exception. While most of the coins minted that year are relatively common and of little value, there are certain varieties that stand out, and these are the ones that have captured the attention of coin enthusiasts. The main variety of interest is the so-called double die error, which occurs when a coin is struck with an image that has been stamped twice in slightly different positions, leading to a doubled appearance of the design. In the case of the 1985 penny, these double dies were particularly noticeable on Lincoln's portrait, creating a subtle but intriguing effect. A double die penny could be worth a lot more than its face value, and some of these pennies have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. But the excitement doesn't stop there. Over the years, the 1985 penny has become part of a growing trend among collectors, who have started to see certain years and mint marks as rarer than others. In fact, the 1985 penny has gained a certain mystique among coin enthusiasts, thanks to its place in American history, its relationship with Lincoln's legacy, and the fact that some versions of the coin are simply more unique than others. While the vast majority of 1985 pennies remain common and worth only 1 cent, there are some exceptions. For example, certain pennies with a mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint are particularly sought after. Mint marks are tiny letters on the coin that indicate where it was minted, and coins from certain mints are often valued higher due to their rarity or the quality of their production. When we talk about rare coins, it's important to mention that the 1985 penny, in general, is often seen as one of the more accessible coins for collectors. It's not as rare as some of the pennies from earlier years, but it offers a unique opportunity for those who are just beginning their coin collecting journey. It's an affordable entry point for people looking to get involved in numismatics. And because of its association with one of the most important figures in American history, Abraham Lincoln, it holds cultural significance far beyond its value as currency. And now, let's fast forward to the present day, where the story of the 1985 Lincoln 1-cent penny takes an unexpected turn. As we look at the value of these pennies in 2025, something fascinating has happened. While most of the 1985 pennies are still worth just 1 cent, a rare few have caught the eye of investors and collectors. One of these rare 1985 pennies, in pristine condition with the right minting errors and varieties, has recently sold for an astonishing $72,700. That's right, a penny worth just 1 cent when it was minted now commands an incredible amount of money. But what makes this specific penny so valuable? Well, it's a combination of factors: its condition, its rarity, and the unique error that makes it stand out from the thousands of other pennies produced in the same year. It's a reminder that, in the world of numismatics, things aren't always as simple as they seem. A coin that might look like nothing more than a forgotten relic of the past can suddenly become a highly prized treasure, all because of a few small details that make it stand out from the rest. The story of the 1985 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how something as simple as a small coin can capture the imagination of collectors and investors alike. It's a tale of history, of craftsmanship, of rarity, and of the unassuming power that even the smallest items can have in our culture. So, next time you find a 1985 penny in your pocket, take a moment to consider its story, and who knows, maybe you've got a small treasure on your hands. In the end, the 1985 Lincoln 1-cent penny represents more than just a piece of currency. It's a symbol of American history, a snapshot of a particular moment in time. And for those lucky enough to find a rare variety or minting error, it's also a symbol of the incredible potential hidden in the most unlikely places. So, what's the takeaway here? Keep your eyes peeled when you're searching through your spare change. You might just have a rare coin that could be worth a lot more than its face value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual observer, the world of numismatics is full of surprises, and the 1985 penny is a perfect example of how one small coin can have an extraordinary story. Top 3. In 1978, the United States minted a seemingly ordinary coin that would, decades later, capture the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike, the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny. While most people may glance at a penny and dismiss it as just another small, low-value coin, there's much more to the 1978 penny than meets the eye. From its humble beginnings to its surprising value today, this coin has a fascinating story that's worth exploring. To understand the significance of the 1978 Lincoln penny, we need to take a step back in time and examine its historical context. The penny, as we know it today, is part of the U.S. Mint's long-standing tradition of producing currency that represents the nation's rich history and the people who helped shape it. The Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head penny, which had been in circulation since 1859. The new design, featuring the profile of the 16th President of the United States, was created by Victor David Brenner, an artist who was commissioned by the U.S. Treasury. Fast forward to 1978, and the U.S. Mint was continuing to produce the penny with the same basic design, which had become a staple of American currency. The coin features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the words, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" inscribed around him. On the reverse side, the coin displays the words 1 cent, along with the image of a simple wheat stalk, an image that had been used on the penny since its introduction in 1909 until 1958, when it was replaced by a design featuring the Lincoln Memorial. The 1978 penny, however, still carried the beloved wheat stalk design, making it an appealing item for collectors of historical U.S. currency. Despite its long-standing place in American currency, the 1978 penny is not necessarily considered rare at first glance. The U.S. Mint produced billions of these coins in the late 1970s as part of its regular circulation. However, it is important to remember that not all coins are created equal. Over time, certain pennies from this era have become more valuable than others. The condition of the coin, its rarity, and any unique characteristics it may possess all contribute to its value in the eyes of collectors. For example, pennies that were released in limited numbers, or those that were minted with unique features, often fetch a higher price. The 1978 Lincoln penny, like many coins from its era, is often found in circulation today in relatively poor condition. Coins that have been in circulation for decades typically show signs of wear and tear. They may be heavily scratched, discolored, or worn down from being handled and exchanged repeatedly. However, pennies that were kept in pristine condition, perhaps by collectors or individuals who took extra care to preserve them, are far more valuable. One of the key factors in determining the value of a 1978 Lincoln penny is its grade, or the condition it is in. Coin grading is a highly specialized field, with collectors and dealers using a scale to assess a coin's quality. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. A coin that is rated as MS 65, Mint State 65, or higher is considered to be in excellent condition and will command a much higher price than one with significant wear or damage. If a 1978 penny was kept in an exceptional state, it could be worth far more than its face value. In fact, certain well-preserved examples of the 1978 penny have sold for amounts that far exceed anyone's expectations for a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent. Another factor that influences the value of the 1978 Lincoln penny is its mintage. While the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies during this period, some coins were struck in smaller quantities, and these rarer varieties can be more valuable to collectors. Additionally, some 1978 pennies were minted with small variations in their design. These so-called errors or misprints are highly sought after by collectors because they offer a glimpse into the mint's production process. A penny with an off-center strike, for instance, or one that has a double die, a mistake in the minting process that results in a doubled image, can be worth a substantial amount of money. There are also certain rare variations of the 1978 penny that command premium prices. For example, some 1978 pennies were struck with a different composition than the standard copper alloy that was commonly used for pennies in that era. The U.S. Mint had begun experimenting with different metal blends for its coins, and in rare cases, some pennies were made from materials that were not supposed to be used in their production. These unique variations can make the coin incredibly valuable to collectors who are keen to add rare and unusual pieces to their collections. The allure of the 1978 Lincoln penny, however, extends beyond just the design and minting details. This coin carries with it a sense of nostalgia and a connection to the past. Abraham Lincoln, who served as the president during the Civil War and played a pivotal role in shaping the United States, is one of the most revered figures in American history. His image, which has adorned the penny for over a century, is a symbol of unity, freedom, and perseverance. For collectors, owning a 1978 Lincoln penny is not just about owning a piece of currency. It is about holding a small, tangible link to the nation's history. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1978 Lincoln penny. At first glance, most 1978 pennies are worth no more than their face value of 1 cent. But as we've seen, there are certain coins that stand out from the rest. With the right combination of rarity, condition, and unique features, a 1978 Lincoln penny can command a price much higher than its original value. In fact, some of the rarest and most well-preserved 1978 pennies have sold for staggering amounts, with one recent auction revealing that a particularly pristine example of the coin was worth a jaw-dropping $75,700. Yes, you read that correctly. $75,700 for a 1978 penny. This record-breaking sale is a testament to the power of rarity and condition when it comes to coin collecting. It also highlights the growing interest in rare U.S. coins, as collectors continue to seek out pieces of history that have the potential to appreciate in value over time. So, what makes a 1978 Lincoln penny worth such an extraordinary amount? As mentioned earlier, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins that have been kept in perfect condition, free from any scratches, discoloration, or other damage, are incredibly rare. Additionally, the presence of any unique features, whether it be an error in the minting process or an unusual metal composition, can increase the value of the coin exponentially. In the case of the 1978 penny that sold for $75,700, it was the combination of these factors, along with its status as a highly sought-after collector's item, that pushed its value to such incredible heights. For those of you wondering whether your own 1978 Lincoln pennies could be worth a fortune, it's important to remember that not every penny from this year will fetch such a high price. Most pennies from 1978, even those in good condition, are still worth just a few cents. However, if you happen to come across a 1978 penny that is in pristine condition, or if you notice any unusual characteristics or errors, it's worth taking the time to have the coin professionally graded. A certified coin dealer or grading service can help you determine the value of your penny and assess whether it has the potential to become a valuable collector's item. In conclusion, the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny is much more than just a small, low-value coin. It is a piece of history that has stood the test of time and continues to captivate the imaginations of collectors around the world. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just starting out in the world of coin collecting, The 1978 penny is a reminder that even the most unassuming coins can hold incredible value. From its humble beginnings to its surprising worth today, the story of the 1978 Lincoln penny is one of discovery, rarity, and the ever-growing passion for numismatics. So, the next time you come across a 1978 penny, take a closer look. You never know, you might be holding onto a piece of history that's worth far more than its face value. Top 4. In the world of numismatics, few coins hold as much significance as the United States Lincoln 1-cent penny, particularly the 1973 version. To the casual observer, it might seem like a simple, everyday coin. However, for collectors, historians, and those with a keen eye for rare treasures, the 1973 Lincoln penny is far more than meets the eye. It is a piece of history, art, and economics all wrapped into a tiny, circular treasure. Imagine, for a moment, a coin that has crossed the hands of millions, carried in pockets, spent in transactions, and perhaps even lost to time. Yet, amid all of that history, the 1973 Lincoln penny stands out for its design, its journey, and its surprising value today. But before we dive into the specifics of the 1973 penny, let's take a step back and look at how this seemingly unremarkable coin came to be, its place in American history, and why it matters. The penny, or 1-cent coin, has been a staple of the U.S. currency system for over a century, introduced first in 1793. Over the years, the design has changed, reflecting different periods of American life and history. The most famous and enduring design has undoubtedly been the Lincoln portrait, which debuted in 1909. This was the result of a desire to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and his significant impact on the nation. Designed by the famed sculptor Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the penny featured a bust of Lincoln, while the reverse depicted a simple yet profound image of the wheat stalks, symbolizing the agricultural roots of the United States. Fast forward to 1959, and the wheat stalks were replaced by the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design became the hallmark of the penny for over 50 years, up until 2009, when it underwent a redesign to mark the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But here's where things get interesting for the 1973 penny. While this coin is still part of the long tradition of the Lincoln Memorial reverse, it marks a fascinating period in U.S. history. The United States was in the midst of significant change. In 1973, the country was embroiled in the oil crisis, the Vietnam War was winding down, and the Watergate scandal was taking shape, creating a sense of political uncertainty. Yet, within this turbulence, everyday life continued. And so did the production of coins like the 1973 Lincoln penny. In 1973, the United States Mint produced approximately 3.4 billion pennies, with the Lincoln Memorial reverse making its familiar appearance on the back of each coin. But why does this seemingly routine production of billions of pennies matter in the context of the 1973 coin? What makes some of these pennies so valuable today, especially when most are found in circulation? To understand the appeal of the 1973 Lincoln penny, we need to look at a few key factors that influence the coin's value in the world of numismatics: rarity, condition, and historical significance. Typically, the condition of a coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved, free from the wear and tear of daily circulation, are more likely to be valuable. A penny from 1973 may seem common, but one that's in pristine condition, or even better, a coin that has been graded as mint state, can hold significant value. And this brings us to the key element of rarity. While the United States Mint produced billions of pennies in 1973, not all of them remained in circulation or survived in pristine condition. Many were lost, damaged, or simply melted down over the years. Others, however, were kept in excellent condition, often tucked away in collectors' drawers or special storage cases. It is these surviving examples of the 1973 Lincoln penny in exceptional condition that catch the attention of coin collectors. Now, let's talk about the significance of this penny within the context of the larger coin collecting community. Collecting coins isn't just about the monetary value. It's about appreciating the history, the craftsmanship, and the stories behind them. The 1973 Lincoln penny holds a unique place in the hearts of many collectors because it represents a significant year in U.S. history. Beyond its aesthetic design and the symbolic image of the Lincoln Memorial, this penny also offers a snapshot of life in the early 70s. For those who collect coins for their historical value, the 1973 penny acts as a bridge between the past and present, a tangible connection to an era of great change in America. But here's the twist. Despite the overwhelming production of pennies in 1973, not all of them are simply valued at face value. Some of these coins have become quite valuable, thanks to a combination of factors. We've already mentioned the importance of condition, and that's where the magic begins. The 1973 penny, when found in flawless condition, with no scratches, discoloration, or damage, can fetch a significant price. But there's more to the story. In some rare instances, certain 1973 pennies can be found with distinctive minting errors. These errors, while uncommon, can greatly increase the value of a coin. For instance, a 1973 penny with a double die error, where the coin was struck with the design more than once, can be worth far more than its regular counterpart. Collectors eagerly search for these error coins, as they represent the imperfections that make a coin truly unique. Now, you might be wondering just how valuable these coins can get. After all, most pennies from 1973 are just worth 1 cent, right? Well, it turns out that some of these pennies can be worth far more than you might imagine. While the vast majority of 1973 pennies in circulation hold little more than their face value, a select few have been known to fetch staggering sums at auction. At this point, you're probably wondering, what's the current value of a 1973 Lincoln penny? Hold on to your seat, because here comes the big reveal. A 1973 penny in pristine, mint condition, a coin that has remained largely untouched since it was first struck, can be worth as much as $84,700. Yes, you heard that correctly. The value of this rare coin, when graded as mint state or in some cases, with an error, can easily command 5-figure sums. This is a huge return on a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent now. You might think this is too good to be true, but it's not. The world of coin collecting is filled with unexpected surprises, and the 1973 penny is a perfect example of how rarity, condition, and historical significance can combine to create an extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, the 1973 Lincoln penny is a coin that reminds us of the fascinating world of rare finds and hidden treasures. So, if you happen to have a 1973 penny sitting in a drawer or tucked away in your coin collection, it might just be time to take a closer look. You could be holding on to a piece of history that is worth far more than its face value. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, condition is king, and you never know when you might stumble upon a rare gem that will significantly increase in value. The 1973 Lincoln penny is a testament to the timeless appeal of coin collecting. It's a symbol of how something as simple as a penny can carry with it the weight of history, artistry, and even financial prosperity. So, next time you spot one of these pennies, take a moment to appreciate the legacy behind it. Who knows? It might just be worth a lot more than you think. Top 5. In this video, we're not just going to talk about a simple coin. We're going to explore the rich story behind it, the detailed craftsmanship that went into its creation, and why this humble penny is so much more than meets the eye. Let's start by putting ourselves back in 1980. It's a year where the United States was experiencing a mix of economic struggles and political changes. In the world of coins, however, the U.S. Mint was operating as it always had, producing millions of pennies each year. The Lincoln penny, which was introduced in 1909 to commemorate President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, had already become a staple in American life. By 1980, the design of this coin had become familiar to everyone. But if you look a little closer, there are stories embedded in the design, the minting process, and the way it has captivated collectors over the years. First, let's talk about the design. The Lincoln penny, since its inception, has been one of the most recognized coins in American currency. Its obverse, or head side, features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. This image, which was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, first appeared in 1909, and it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person on the front. Over the years, this design was modified slightly, but it remained consistent in its depiction of Lincoln's face. But what made the 1980 penny different from earlier versions? It's important to understand the context of the times. In 1980, the United States was in the midst of a particularly difficult economic climate. Inflation was high, and the country was facing a recession. This had an impact on the U.S. Mint's operations. The government was looking to cut costs wherever it could, which led to the decision to use cheaper materials for coinage. This is why, in the 1980s, the composition of the penny changed. While earlier pennies were primarily made of copper, by 1980, the penny was struck using a mixture of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This was a cost-saving move that helped address rising metal prices, and it would lay the foundation for even greater changes to the penny in the years to come. Now, let's examine the reverse side of the 1980 penny. This side features a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., which has been part of the penny's design since 1959. The memorial, designed by architect Henry Bacon, stands as a testament to Lincoln's enduring legacy as one of the greatest leaders in American history. The reverse of the coin, with its striking image of the memorial, serves as a powerful symbol of the nation's reverence for Lincoln and the values he stood for. When you hold a 1980 penny in your hand, it may seem like just another coin in a sea of change. However, what sets it apart is its place in history. As time has passed, the 1980 Lincoln penny has become a key piece for collectors. But why does this specific penny hold so much appeal? The answer lies in the combination of its historical significance and the rarity of certain variations that were produced in 1980. One thing that collectors look for in any coin is what we call minting anomalies. These are small, often unnoticed details that make certain coins rarer and more valuable. In the case of the 1980 Lincoln penny, there are a few key anomalies that can increase its value, sometimes dramatically. These include errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, and even the rare misprints that happened when the minting process didn't go perfectly. For example, one of the most sought-after versions of the 1980 penny is the so-called 1980 double die penny. This is an example of a minting error where the die used to stamp the coins was slightly misaligned, causing the number 1980 to appear twice on the coin, creating a double die effect. Collectors are often willing to pay a premium for these rare errors, as they are a true testament to the unpredictability of the minting process. Beyond minting errors, there's also the aspect of the coin's wear and tear. Many pennies produced in 1980 have been used for decades, passing through countless hands and showing signs of age. While a well-worn coin may not have much value, coins in near-perfect or uncirculated condition are worth far more. Coins that have been carefully preserved in mint condition or have received professional grading can be worth hundreds, sometimes thousands, of dollars. The value of a 1980 penny can also vary based on where it was minted. The U.S. Mint has several facilities, including those in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each of which produces its own version of coins. Coins produced in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while those produced in Denver are marked with a small d, and those from San Francisco have an S. These mint marks can influence a coin's value, with certain marks being rarer or more sought after by collectors. Now, let's talk about the real surprise. You might be wondering, why are we talking so much about a single penny? The answer is that a 1980 Lincoln penny in exceptional condition, whether because of a minting error or its pristine quality, can fetch some serious money on the open market. In fact, certain versions of the 1980 penny are worth far more than their face value. You may be shocked to learn that the value of a rare 1980 Lincoln penny has been known to reach up to $75,700 in some cases. Yes, you heard that right. $75,700. Why such a high price for a coin that was once common as dirt? The rarity of these coins, combined with their historical significance, makes them incredibly desirable to collectors. People are willing to pay top dollar for a piece of history that is also a treasure trove of stories and intricacies. But this isn't a common occurrence. It takes the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and unique features for a 1980 penny to command such a high price. So, what should you look for if you want to check if you have a valuable 1980 penny? First, take a close look at the coin's condition. If it's in perfect or near-perfect condition, it could be worth far more than a worn penny. Next, check for any errors. The double die, as we mentioned earlier, is one of the most valuable variations. Finally, make sure to check the mint mark. If it's from San Francisco or Denver, it could be worth more. Now that we've explored the fascinating history, design, and collector's value of the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be asking yourself, is my penny worth a fortune? The answer lies in careful examination. And while most 1980 pennies will never reach those astronomical values, some can still be surprisingly valuable, especially if you know what to look for. And there you have it. What once seemed like just another penny could be a window into American history, a piece of art, and possibly a small fortune. So, the next time you come across a 1980 penny, don't dismiss it as just spare change. Take a closer look, because it could be your ticket to a valuable piece of Americana or even a jackpot of sorts. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey into the world of coin collecting and the 1980 Lincoln penny. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, remember, sometimes the most valuable treasures are the ones that seem the least impressive at first glance. Stay curious and keep looking for those hidden gems. You never know what you might find.